So I found a hidden garden, and it's not like any other hidden garden. This is Shalford House woodland. There is no public right-of-way in this woodland. There is no legal right-of-way unless you live locally. If you live elsewhere, you have to get written permission to enter this woodland. This woodland was once the grounds to Shalford House. Shalford House has no historical documentation referencing any families, any rich families that lived there. But around this garden, there's some pretty strange places. There is an abandoned swimming pool, still in relatively good condition, but clearly built a long time ago. The infrastructure is very outdated. There are tens, not hundreds, but just tens of overgrown tennis courts, and it doesn't make any sense. There's no one building here, but surely simultaneously not everyone would let their gardens and their sports facilities be overgrown, yet maintain this garden in the middle of it. This place is incredible, but it really is in the middle of nowhere. The locals maintain it, and I'm sure there's some sort of fee that they all pay monthly, yearly, that goes towards the maintenance of this place. And of course I understand why only locals are allowed in here. The residents are preserving this. The thing is, why is it in the middle of nowhere, and why is everything surrounding it abandoned and overgrown? Now, I probably picked a bad time of year to come here and film this, because it's not the sunniest, it's pretty cold and it's quite grey. But I think you can still understand and appreciate how amazing this place is. There are small ponds with little bridges, Monet-esque bridges across. There's reeds, there's lily pads, there's flowers. Not in bloom at the moment, of course, but at some point this was built. The interesting thing is, on historical maps and historical documentation, this place doesn't exist. This incredible space has not been on any maps. On old maps, pre-war, they just show woodland for this whole area, yet the surrounding features, most likely built around the time of the war, are all now overgrown and abandoned. Why have the residents left them to rot and only maintained this area? This place spans for miles. There's even an abandoned cricket pavilion or some form of sports toilets block that you would find next to a sports pitch, next to some what looks to be man-made flat ground for a sports pitch. I'm assuming it's all cricket related. Why has this all been abandoned, and why has it been left to sort of submerge underneath a woodland? This behind me is a man-made flat plain, and it has slowly overgrown over time, and now we're left with this. But originally this would have been created for a purpose. This is where I think a sports field was created, and I'll show you why. These abandoned buildings, over there we've got, in the trees, an abandoned sort of, a building, a sports hall, and this seems to be the remains of a cricket pavilion or a toilet block. The way that parts of this place have survived and others haven't just don't make sense. I think it will always remain a mystery as to why there is a secret garden amongst abandoned buildings.